evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Tullahoma Wildcats compete in the semifinal round of the playoffs. Tennessee's governor invites the unvaccinated to work here, and we learned about distractions that guards face while marching at the tomb of the unknown soldier. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
Welcome back. The 2021 Tullahoma Wildcats football team are the first to win 13 games in a season and are just 2 wins away from their first state championship title. Tullahoma will get set to host Haywood in the semifinal round this Friday, November the 26th. Kickoff for that contest is scheduled for 7 p.m. Fans will be able to purchase tickets at the box office for $10 or in advance at gofan.com. Ahead of Friday night's semifinal matchup, Olive said that he just plans on enjoying this ride as long as it lasts. He feels very fortunate to be around these young men. John Gray spoke with Coach Olive about this weekend's game.
We are going to play Haywood.
Haywood
and
High
that's
School.
High school, and that's out of Memphis or close to Memphis?
Brownsville. Brownsville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Which is a lot closer to Memphis than it is to us.
Yes, yes. And they won their ball game last night against Gibson.
South Gibson.
South Gibson, which don't know anything about South
They
Gibson.
were in the same region. They had played earlier in the year, and Haywood beat South Gibson 28-0 in the regular season. Last night they go to overtime and beat South Gibson 35-28.
Okay.
And they jump out to a 14-0 lead, and then I quit watching the video, so I can't tell you exactly how South Gibson climbed back into the game, but they climbed back in.
So that we have to look forward to, and then that's coming here, and that's this coming Friday night.
Friday after Thanksgiving.
Everything is going wide open.
To be able to practice Thanksgiving morning will be an awesome feeling for us, and then play on the Thanksgiving after, or the Friday after Thanksgiving.
You know, and most young men of the athletic type have a shotgun on their hand on that morning, or the next morning after Thanksgiving, they're hunting something. Now they're hunting a state championship. What they're hunting right now.
There's 4 teams. There's 4 teams left. Upperman, Elizabethan, who upset Greenville last night. They'll play on one side in the semis, us and Haywood on the other side, with the winners of this coming Friday's ball games playing Saturday, 12 noon Eastern time in Chattanooga.
So that's 11
which
here.
is December the 4th, I believe.
Right.
I might have to look all that up again, but anyway.
And Friday night is the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade.
That's correct.
So we'll have a Christmas parade Friday night, and then we'll all be able to go get in the car and head to Chattanooga.
Yeah, y'all can head over the next morning. We'll probably leave out of here Friday afternoon and go stay the night in Chattanooga if we're fortunate enough to be playing. As you start trying to figure out pregame meals and stuff, we'd have to start at 5 a.m. because that's 11 o'clock kickoff for us. So we'll go ahead and head over that way and stay at a motel. And once we get all that solidified, we'll get the word out so others that want to go over early can and know where we are. And then we can eat a pregame meal there at the motel at a normal time and bus over to the stadium and get ready to play some football.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has a pitch for law enforcement officers across the country, regardless of their COVID-19 vaccination status. Join the Tennessee Highway Patrol. In his message addressed to cops from New York to Los Angeles, the governor said the state would even cover moving expenses for those who join the force. He directed those interested to apply online. That's despite the fact that COVID-19 is the leading cause of on-duty deaths for law enforcement officers in 2021, according to the Officer Down Memorial page. Some 280 officers died of the virus this year, more than 5 times the number of those who died by gunfire. Here is the video.
I got a message today for cops in New York all the way to sheriff deputies out in LA. We want you to join the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Our force is one of the most professional in the country, and we won't get between you and your doctor. We believe that you would be a great fit for our state. We'll even help cover your moving expenses. Now, let me tell you why Tennessee would be a great fit for you. Here in Tennessee, we have so much to offer, like a low cost of living and no income tax. We got a beautiful state with everything from back roads to Broadway in Nashville. And for you, there's an open road to opportunity. In Tennessee, you will be given our full support and respect, and I'll work to make sure your freedoms are protected. We stand with our law enforcement, and we'll stand with you too. If you're looking for America at its best, come to Tennessee. Visit jointhp.com today, and we'll see you soon in the volunteer state.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
What does caring look like? This is what caring looks like.
This is setting an example for others.
This is rising to the challenge.
This is doing what works.
This is doing my part.
This is doing your part.
Each of us individually.
Acting as one. Keeping your distance, no matter how awkward it may seem.
This is wearing a mask.
Over your nose and mouth.
Like we are.
Keeping our distance.
Each wearing masks.
Not under your chin.
Not above your head. Not in your hand.
But over your nose and mouth.
This is listening to the expert. If you'll just
wear one of these.
Caring makes community.
And this is what caring looks like.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat. Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Welcome back. At Tullahoma's Veterans Day ceremony, VFW Chaplain John Gray addressed the assembly.
I'm a veteran. Sometimes in my life, I question my worthiness and the lack of service that I felt like that I offered during the time that I was involved. I'm obviously alive or I wouldn't be here. I have no physical ailments due to being a veteran. There's the mental issue, but we all know that probably doesn't have anything to do with service. I felt like I was not quite worthy of being a veteran until my dear wife, who has led me down many wonderful paths in our married life, said, yes, you are. You were there when it was time to serve. You just didn't get the call. People who did the same thing I did in service did get the call. Some of them died, some of them were wounded. Our wounded warriors are to be cared for above all from each and every one of us in any way we can. I have a couple of things to say and a couple of things to read, and after that I will present to you The Faithful Soldier, a piece that my grandfather Odie Lee Tidwell did at a small Baptist church in a valley in Dixon County. He was a veteran. He was a veteran of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, with many people who fought that war to develop the bomb that stopped the war. Many of them probably died in that service and were injured. In my mind, they too are veterans. A veteran of life. I am a veteran of life, allowing me to be vetted in many disciplines. Veteran of an above average public education, a hobbled veteran of many sports teams, veteran of several self-serving religious dogmas, and a couple that actually understand the mission. Veteran of many non-profit organization involvements, and a veteran of several business involvements that turned out non-profit. A veteran creative where money does not equal success. A veteran of interaction with two wonderful families and a long marriage. Enough said. I am a veteran of many things, and proudly, I am a veteran of the United States of America Army National Guard. That puts me in a group of selfless individuals who have served our country, sacrificing life and limb to secure the freedom that allows us to be veterans of whatever we choose in a free America. I am proud to be a veteran and thank my brothers and sisters who have served. Happy Veterans Day to all.
Also at Tullahoma's Veterans Day ceremony, the Tullahoma High School Chamber Singers performed God Bless America.
Light
Stay with us. More news is coming up in just a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
Welcome back. At the most recent Lunch and Learn, Lieutenant Howard Sterling spoke about being a guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. In this portion of his presentation, he speaks about distractions during the solemn service.
There was always disturbances. There was people that would come up and talk to the guard, and you had to ignore that. You could never let them see you blink in your eyes. They would talk to you about that. And we used to have the parochial schools come. They would in turn have these hats, you know, that has these long needles. And you'd hear them talking, "He's not real." The other would say, "Yes, he is. You watch him jump when I punch him with this needle." And you know, you start preparing yourself. You tighten up, waiting and hoping that that young man, whoever it was, would not puncture you. I never did get it, but it kept you on your toes. There was if you imagine looking down on the tomb, the steps that comes out of the amphitheater, there was layers of people coming down, and military personnel in uniform had to follow the instructions of the Sergeant of the Guard on the changing of the guard. And so once he gave his speech to the public, the people was to remain silent during the changing of the guard. You would hear people talking, and there were times that we would have to stop and remind them, you have to remain silent or leave the plaza. And a lot of people around would help us in trying to quieten them down. But there was people like that would disturb, or they'd start laughing, and they thought it was funny or something. We don't know what their particular reason was, but there was a uniform that had to be worn in the military. And if you did not have that uniform on, even though you were in uniform, you could not be present at the changing of the guard. You had to be off on the side. And there was a major there once, was taking a couple on tour. And so I seen that he was not in proper uniform, and I went over and I approached him and I called him over to one side and I said, "Sir, will you be here during the changing of the guard?" And he said, "Yes, I will be." I says, "Well, I need to remind you that you're not in proper uniform to be in the presence of the changing of the guard. So I must ask you, once I start the changing of the guard, you need to be off of the plaza to one side. You cannot be present." And he took it as an insult. And he worked for the general, commanding general of the military district of Washington. And 5 minutes after the changing of the guard had taken place, I looked down the walkway. Here come my company commander, my lieutenant, the battle group commander, all coming down the walkway towards me. And they come up to me and says, "What did you do?" I says, "What are you talking about?" There was a major said you embarrassed him and insulted him in front of his guest, that he was not properly dressed for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier changing of the guard. And I says, he was not properly dressed. And I reminded him, and I reminded him in private. And so they believed me. Well, later on, the general from the military district of Washington called me, and I was asked to be at his office at 8 o'clock the next morning when I was just getting off duty. Well, I thought, boy, am I in trouble. And didn't get no sleep that night. And I got in uniform and everything. I had the driver, he took me to his office and went into his office and waited for him. He went in, I reported to him. He says, "Tell me what happened yesterday." And I told him. And he says, "The major was not in uniform?" I says, "No, sir, he wasn't. There's a certain type of uniform that you got to be in order to observe the changing of the guard." And he says, "I didn't know that." He called the major in, and he asked the major. He says, "What uniform did you have on?" He said, "I have the uniform on I wear all the time. But it's not the uniform for the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So therefore you need to change your uniform." And he said, "I want you to apologize to this sergeant for what you have done, because he is right, in my opinion." And he says, "Furthermore, I'm going to start visiting the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and find out what it's all about out there, because I've never been there." And he did. And I tell you, we started getting some of the best meals ever was.
We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. In our continuation of coverage of Dr. Daniel Potts' presentation about Alzheimer's disease and art therapy, we now have a song he wrote and performed at Saturday night's event at South Jackson Civic Center.
A friend of mine named Don Windorf, who plays the guitar and I don't, played the guitar for me on this, so you'll hear Don's guitar picking. And he can play anything strumming. And this is from a person living with dementia. Hey, do I know you? Have I seen you before? Just for a moment I thought perhaps something inside of you peeking out through a door made my heart sing once more. When you reached over, gently taking my hand, my heart went skipping back home again. Baby, I saw you in a great distant land. Help me to understand. Guess I don't know you. Can you stay where you are? Let's paint a story to call our own. Then when you leave me, I'll be happy you came. Somebody knows, yes, somebody knows, somebody knows my name.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1958 at 73 degrees. The record low for this day was in 1950 at -6 degrees. The average high for this day is 57 and the average low is 35. Rain expected for tonight with a low of 27. Sunny skies for Friday with a high of 44 and a low of 26, and mostly sunny on Saturday with a high of 53 and a low of 33. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe and have a great evening.